Hello, do you get the strange floating feeling when you have anxiety? Do you feel like you're having an out-of-body experience and almost as though you're floating around, looking back at yourself from the outside? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over some theories as to why that is, tell you how you can fix it, and I'm also going to tell you about two famous people who had this problem, and it might surprise you when you learn who they are. My name's Paul, and I work online with people all over the world to help them overcome their fear of driving. And it doesn't matter whether you have this problem when you're driving or not, because although that's my specialty, it's really the same thing no matter when it comes up. So, first of all, why do you get this? What's it all about? Well, there are many theories, and I'll give you two. One of them is quite simply, there was a time in your life when something happened that you were unable to cope with. It was kind of so bad, and it doesn't have to be anything really, really bad. It's just that you perceived it as being bad at the time. So, for example, I've had times when someone who had exam anxiety when they were a kid at school, they used to get really nervous about exams, and they used to cry and get upset and all that. And that was the cause of their problem now, because you see, at the time when that was happening, they couldn't deal with it. So they locked it out. It's like you kind of leave yourself and think, I can't handle this, and you kind of exit your body, as you were. That's just a theory. And you might say, what's that got to do with driving or with flying or whatever your problem is? Well, nothing. You see, that's the thing. It's kind of got stuck in the wrong place, and you, for whatever reason, are reliving that anxiety now. So in the same way you had the problem years ago, and it can be decades ago, that's why you have the out-of-body experience now, because you're reliving that time. Now, that's one theory. Another theory is people say that it's like spiritual. People say it's your spirit leaving your body because it's predicting death, and some people believe that. Well, I don't really go for like theories. I don't really care why you've got it. I care more about actually fixing it. So let me tell you one of the massive mistakes that people get wrong. And I should point out that if you have this problem, the first thing you must do is see a doctor. Okay, because it can be caused, I don't want to worry you, I'm not a doctor, I'm not medically qualified at all, I can hardly even say it, but the point is, it can be something that you need to have looked at medically, not very often, but it can be. So that should always be your first port of call to get medical help. But in 99% of cases, they'll say, well, you know, there's nothing we can see, nothing's wrong, so you need to do some kind of therapy. But where people go wrong, and they mean well, doctors and pharmacists and whatever mean well, but they make one big mistake because they're not trained in hypnosis like I am. You see, they try and work the problem out logically from the conscious mind, but it won't work, because I'm about to go on the motorway now. I want to go right towards the southwest, and this is when many people I work with will be shaking like mad and starting to feel lightheaded, and the heart's thumping, the chest pounding, whatever, and they start to have this out-of-body experience. But what that is the beeping, by the way, is a car thinks the speed limit's 10 on this road. It's not. I can promise you the speed limit is not 10 on this road, so it's beeping. But anyway, what this is if you work it out logically, you won't do anything, okay? How annoying is it when people say to you, just push through, just go on, just do it and do it, keep going, you'll be fine, ignore the problem, it'll go, just keep pushing. It won't work, because that's all logical. And there are many times where people I work with will be having a massive panic attack. Right now, I'm doing 43 miles an hour. I'm having to shout a bit because it's loud, so sorry if I keep coughing or whatever. But people would start to have this out-of-body experience now, and they'd be panicking and struggling. And it's not funny, because I've been in the car with people who've had it. As well as being a therapist, one big advantage I have is I've been a driving instructor for over 20 years. So I know exactly what it's like to be in the car with people having these panic attacks. And it's not funny. And if you're being told, like on the sign there, you probably won't see on the video, 4 minutes to the next exit, you'll be having a meltdown, passing these trucks, cars passing me on the right, people will be shaking like mad. Well, you don't have to think of it logically from the conscious mind. That's a mistake. Because if you come up with all these theories like you're going out your body because your spirit guide is showing you the way to your future, and you've got a problem in your life and your spirit guide is taking you away to show you the solution, and all this stuff that people come up with, that's all logical conclusions. Or you could say, not that logical, not the best example, but people might say it's because you've got a low blood sugar level, which it can be, which is why I mentioned the medical stuff, but it's often not because any of that. What it is because a feeling is trapped. Now, there are theories like I talk about in my videos about how the feeling's trapped from a past event, like the exam pressure I mentioned earlier for that client. However, you don't need to know any of that. It doesn't matter why you've got it so much. You don't have to know why. What you have to do is work with the feeling to overcome it. And it's important to understand you don't beat it, you don't get rid of it, you don't destroy it, because this feeling you're getting when you're out your body has a positive intention. Okay, it wants something good for you. Let's say, for example, a different problem so it makes more sense. Let's say you've got the classic problem of your next door neighbour is playing the music too loudly and it's annoying you. Why are they doing that? What's making them do it? Now, yes, they could just be being awkward and want to annoy you, yeah, but most likely the reason they're doing it is because they enjoy the music, right? And they just want to dance and have a good time and have a laugh. It's a positive intention behind the problem. They don't mean to upset you, they don't want to upset you. They are, but that's not the intention. So you see, the problem is never the problem. When you're going out of your body, that's nothing to do with driving or flying or whatever you're doing at that time. So there is no point in working on the driving. It's pointless to go out driving to get rid of driving anxiety, because it doesn't work. I know, because I've taught over 1,000 people to drive, and I've worked with hundreds of people all over the world, and it doesn't work. If it does work, but some people say, oh, it does work, what you do is you actually force the problem elsewhere. So you're not fixing anything, you're just forcing the problem somewhere else. So I am going to come off here. In case you wonder where I'm going, I'm not actually going anywhere. I just came out for a drive to film this video. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a U-turn, in case you wonder if I've gone the wrong way. No, just driving around to show you this is the kind of situation people would panic in. These lights are coming up. Again, it's not all about driving anxiety, because it can show up in many ways. Many people say they have a meltdown at red lights, and they're thinking, please change, if I stop I can't do this. Well, that's normally because you've been in some kind of situation in your past where you felt pressure, social pressure. So again, it's nothing to do with driving. People say, if I stop like now, I just feel like I need to get out of the car and run. Or they also have the out-of-body experience. It's all the same kind of thing. The problem isn't the problem. So you must work with the feeling. And if it scares you, understand that the feeling has a positive purpose. It was there to help you at one point in your life. Even though that was maybe years ago, and it's now maybe long since past, its purpose no longer exists. That's how you get rid of it. When you do therapy, you work out what the problem really is, and then, excuse me for coughing, I'm getting to the exciting part, so I'm getting excited. This is how you get rid of it. When you realise what the problem truly is and where it belongs, it goes, just like I'm going now, because the lights changed to green. So you see, it does make sense. I just need to get around his car, he's slightly blocked to the box. It does make sense, however it doesn't make sense initially. Let's say someone has this out-of-body feeling because of, let's stick to the example of the exam from years ago. If I just say to someone, oh, you've got driving anxiety because of an exam you took when you was a kid, they'll say, what are you on about? Doesn't make any sense, won't work, you probably won't go, even though you found the root cause. Because you see, you need to find the root cause in the correct way. That's why logic does actually fix it, but it's subconscious logic. That's the big thing I'm telling you in this video, the big secret, as it were. It's subconscious logic that you need, not conscious logic. So for those of you that have watched this far or skipped through, that's your reward. It's subconscious logic that you fix it with, not conscious logic. And if you don't know how the subconscious works, it's incredibly difficult to do that. So what about these two people I said who had it? Well, I'll put a link in the description to a video showing you two very famous sports stars who had this out-of-body experience. And you might be very surprised, especially if you're in America or you're into American sports, when you find out who they are. And it's amazing to hear these big, tough guys admitting to this problem, because often with men, they have this macho thing about, I'm a big man and I'm ashamed of this problem, I can't have this problem because I'm a man, all that kind of thing, which is a load of rubbish. So don't worry if you have this problem. You've probably hidden it from all your friends and your family, and maybe no one even knows. That, by the way, won't help. It makes it worse, because by hiding a problem, by making it secret, you're making it worse. The more people you tell, the less power it has, so to speak, because it's not hiding away. You start to understand it better when you talk to friends about it. So that's a bit about this out-of-body feeling. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments, because this is a very common problem people have. I know you might feel like you're the only person in the world who's got it. You're not, believe me, lots of people have it. So check out these are the videos on the screen now for more help overcoming your fears and phobias. And if you do want to work with me one-to-one online from anywhere in the world, contact me through my website, firstdrive.com. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again soon for more videos.